Welcome. Today we're going to break down the essential steps for applying for Temporary Protected Status, or TPS. We'll walk you through everything you need to know to navigate the process, focusing on the key details as of March 2026.
So, what exactly is TPS? Well, you can think of it like a temporary safe haven. It's a special status for people who are from certain countries where things like an armed conflict or a huge natural disaster make it just too dangerous for them to go back home.
Okay, let's dive in with what is, without a doubt, the single most important rule of the game. Things change all the time. TPS rules, the countries that are designated, even court orders, it's all constantly in motion. So before you do anything else, your very first stop has to be the official USCIS website. You've got to check it for the absolute latest info.
So, where do we start? Well, before we even get to the forms or the documents, we have to answer the big question. Are you even eligible? Let's take a look at what the basic requirements are.
All right, to be eligible, first you have to be a citizen of a country that's actually on the TPS list. Makes sense, right? Then you have to prove you've been physically in the US without leaving since a specific date. You see, TPS is meant for people who are already here when things go bad back home. You also have to apply during the right time window, and of course, you can't have certain criminal convictions. Think of it like a checklist. You have to be able to tick every single one of these boxes.
So, let's say you've gone through that checklist and it looks like you're eligible. Great! The next step is to get your application toolkit together. We're talking about all the right forms, understanding the fees, and gathering up all your documents.
The paperwork really comes down to a few key forms. The main one, the big one, is the I-821. That's the actual application for TPS. Now, if you want to work, you'll also file the I-765 to get a work permit. Keep in mind, these fees are just estimates and can definitely change. But, and this is important, if you can't afford the fees, you can use Form I-912 to ask for a fee waiver.
Next up, you need your proof, your evidence. You'll need documents like your passport or birth certificate to prove who you are and where you're from. But here's the other crucial part. You have to prove you've been living here this whole time. This is where things like rent receipts, old pay stubs, and even your kids' school records become so important. They help build a story that proves you've been here continuously.
All right, you've got your toolkit all packed and ready to go. Now it's time to actually walk the path of the filing process. Let's break it down step by step.
Okay, this is your roadmap. You have to follow it, and please don't skip any steps. It all starts with, you guessed it, that golden rule, checking the USCIS website for your country's details. Then you'll fill out the newest versions of the forms, pull all your evidence together into one package, and file it. These days, USCIS really prefers you file online. It can make things a lot smoother. After that, you'll go to a biometrics appointment, and then you wait for a decision.
All right, let's pump the brakes here for a second, because this next part is super important. The legal world around TPS is pretty complicated right now, so we need to go over some critical alerts and warnings that are specific to 2026. This is a really tricky one, so listen close. You might see in the news that the government has officially terminated TPS for a few countries. But, and this is a huge but, federal courts have actually stepped in and put those terminations on pause. What does that mean for you? It means that, for now, people from those countries might still be protected and their work permits might still be valid. The takeaway here is that you can't just go by the headlines. You have to follow the specific alerts from USCIS itself.
And here are a few other critical warnings to keep in your back pocket. Don't jump the gun and file before the official government notice is published. And know that filing late is almost never an option. Also, it's so important to remember that TPS is temporary. It is not a direct path to a green card. Making mistakes here can have some really serious consequences.
And that brings us to our final and maybe most vital piece of advice today. Given how much is on the line and how often all these rules and dates change, working with a good immigration attorney or an accredited representative isn't just a nice idea. It's strongly, strongly recommended. They're the ones who can help you avoid the pitfalls that could put your whole case at risk.
So, after all this, what's the big takeaway? I want you to think of your application not as just a pile of forms, but as you telling your story. Every document, every date, every little detail, it's a page in that story. So the question you should leave with is this: have you gathered every single page you need to make your story as clear, as compelling, and as complete as it can possibly be?